Hey everybody, it's Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I'm here with a little craft with me. I'm going to be making some little snippet rolls, which if you guys are not familiar, if you're new, it's just kind of something like this where you're using scraps of your material. And I mean, you can make them with paper too. I'm making these with material because I've already made like the little ticket, cluster things. And these are to go in my nature journal. So I'm kind of wanting things that are neutral, something kind of like this. And I'm not done with this one yet, but this is kind of what I want to do. This one I did on crepe paper, and then I ink the edges. But what I do is I put it all down and then I sew it later. So that's kind of how I do it. Anyway, I'm going to do a few of these, and I just thought I'd turn on the camera if you guys want to kind of watch. I think I'm going to put some buttons on this. I'm not positive yet. I haven't really made up my mind, but I don't really want to put some of the same elements I've been using on the other things because everything will start looking the same. So I want it to kind of work with the journal but not be the same. So if you get my drift. The first one I think I'm going to do, I think I want to do it with material, and let's see, I think I had another piece. I think I'll use this piece. This is really the width I want it. So I'm probably not gonna, I wanted this actually a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Let me see if it might not be. Yeah, it's just too thin to let me see if I can do this one. Let me see if this one will work. Hold on. Yay! Here we go. All right. And it doesn't really matter the length that you do them. I try and do them like a page length or more, and then if you need them, people just do them on and they do them right in their machine. I don't do them that way, but I'm going to use this, and this is just a piece of cotton duck. So, and I think what I'm going to do, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with that. And on this one, on my other one, on this one, I used my 1-inch tape for this to stick it all down, but I'm not going to do that on this. I will use this on another one. I think on this, I'm just simply going to either use my 3-in-1 glue and just kind of tack them down, and then later I will sew. I usually sew down the middle when I'm done. Okay, so I'm going to just work with it that way. Let me see. I've got my giant box of all kinds of scraps, and it's lace and fabric, and well, I kind of have the fabric separated somewhat. There's still some pieces in there, and so I'm just going to haphazardly go in there and try and work with this. And I always use my top of the box to kind of sort things sometimes, but let me see. And I just start pulling stuff out of there, and I'll cut it or rip it. I like to rip things, so if they'll rip, I'm even happier. And I'll start ripping some different pieces of things, and usually what I'll do is just put several of the same element on one. See, that piece is probably too big. Rip it again. Oh, let's see if I can rip it. Oh, this is good. I'll take that. I've got some pieces of lace I can rip. On this journal, the more grungy I can make it, the happier I'm going to be. Different journals, I'd probably, approach it a different way. But on this, I really want it to be grungy, so I'm probably going to be tearing and ripping and grunging a lot of stuff. I'll probably use more of this in a little bit. Let's see. I don't know what else. I've got this. This is good. I like this. I'll cut that as I go. I've got little pieces of burlap. Maybe I'll cut that. Go like that. This has printing on it, but it's black. You can't really tell what it is when it's in small pieces. So it kind of adds a little bit extra interest to it. I'll cut that here. I have no rhyme or reason as to how I'm using these, and I may or may not use all these. I'm just cutting them. Just anything I think will work with this. Oh, this is good. Maybe a few of these. But that, I think I need more of something like that. Oh, here, this will work maybe. Right? Okay, so I think that's enough kind of things that I'm going to put off to the side to start with. And I don't know, what other things do I want to put in there? I'm sure I'll find more. I want some sort of ribbon or something. Let me see what I have. I do have a ton of pieces of stuff in here, so how about some sari silk? I like to put sari silk in there. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to start with this. And what I'll do is I'm going to put this aside because we're not doing that right now. And I'm going to go ahead and just take this pile that I have, and I'm going to put some glue, just a little bit. I'm going to do like a zigzag, just not all the way down, just part of the way. And this will give me a little bit of time to work with it. So, all right, I did do it all the way. I lied. And then I'm going to take my little spatula thing and kind of spread it around a little bit. Just a little bit. And this gives me a way to stick it down really quick and not have to. And I'm really haphazardly going to just throw all this down. What I usually do is I somehow just kind of spread it around, and then I start filling in with different fabrics. And I'm not trying to make them the same, but sometimes it comes out that way. I'm hoping in the end it'll look different. So, and I'll put that in here. But I'm just trying to equally space things, and I don't really care if they're in any order. Okay, now they're starting to stick to my fingers. I hate that. And I know I'm filling in most of the glue spots right now, and that's okay because I know that's going to happen. We'll have to put more glue on it, but I really right now I'm just trying to get kind of a base as to what. Now see, that's already done that much. I know I want it raggedy, but that's a little bit too much right there. And that's covering everything, so I don't know if I like that. I think maybe I'm going to pull that. Well, I'll leave it. And I think maybe I'll put. Okay, now I got to put some smaller pieces. To me, it needs smaller things in there now. It needs like some of this. I have to be careful. When I've done this before, I have I've done my fingers so many times. And this is where I'll just take my my glue and just put little tiny dabs in there to just kind of. And I try not to make the elements the same, you know, size and shape and all that. If I could open, you know, I should iron this sari silk one of these days. But who am I kidding? I'll never do that. Okay. And I'll put that in there like that. Maybe I'll put that right here. Okay. Alright, and then now I'm going to put some of this lace. And I think it needs a little bit more contrast, so I'm going to have to figure out something to do with that. And this, I think I'm going to go, since everything is going sideways, I'm going to try and go a little bit like this maybe, just to make it a little different right there. And maybe put another piece like right here. I don't want them too long, but I do want them, I want them going the opposite way. So at least it looks a little bit more haphazard. I'll put that in there. And I don't care if these are tacked on perfectly because I'm going to go and sew later. I just want it down enough to where it'll hold it down to where I can sew it. See if that piece might be too long. Yeah, it's the only bad part about using this glue. Eventually your hands just have glue all over them. So I'll put that there. And maybe a little bit more up. It's sticking to my fingers. That's why I was going to use a spatula, and I just kind of blew that off. So let me see if I can do it now. This way I'm not pushing things down so much with my hands, because my hands will get so gunked up. Okay. And then, I don't know. That might be enough. So I'll take that and I'll let it dry for a minute and then I'll go sew it. And I think it might have enough contrast in it. That might work. I want it to be very, very raggedy because this is a very, I don't know, very kind of rustic type look to this journal. So, and I'm actually probably going to use this in more than one journal. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. And I'll probably still use some of those pieces, but I'm going to make another one. And I'm just to add a different color to it. Okay, I'm going to add this, I think. I like that. And I might use a lot of those same elements, but I'm just going to add this to it. And those pieces will be kind of big, so I'm going to rip them if I can. There we go. That's good. We have a few smaller ones we can put in there. And anyway, I like the tone of this fabric. And I'm not going to do just this, but I do think I'm going to do parts of, if I can tear these, I will too. Oh yeah, good. This is actually vintage fabric, and vintage fabric does tend to, you know, rip because it's kind of disintegrating really. So anyway, let me do those. I probably won't use all these in this, but we'll see. So on this one, I'm probably going to use a lot of the same and do kind of the same thing. And do a little bit like that. I may not do the whole thing, but I like to because what it does is it makes me move the pieces all the way around. And if I have to put more glue on, I will. I just don't, you know, I don't worry about it too much. And I just kind of smush it around a little bit. And that's just so that I can kind of get an idea of what I'm putting stuff around here. I'll put that over here. And maybe over here. The thing is, when I do that too, it kind of forces me to make up my mind, which is not always an easy thing for me to do. And I will do that, and because I don't have a choice because the glue's drying. I really want more of that lace, but I'll do that later. I should have cut up some more. I need to really cut up some more pieces of lace. I don't have enough for this. But I will go ahead and work with what I have and then go back in and fill them. And then let's see what I got over here. I have another one over here. So maybe I'll put that right here. And then let's see what I got. I got this. I'll be too close. Let's see. I'll cut some more of that. Looks like I got to go add some more things to this because I don't think I have enough to do what I want. Probably put that there. I don't know if I really like that black on there. I'm going to take those off. They're not stuck very well anyway. I think I'll put burlap on there, but I don't want it to be. I'll just use it on the other side. I don't think I like the black. I don't like the black on there. That's what it is. So I need more glue. Got it to the point where I need more glue. And I'm just putting dots on there. Like I said, I'm going to sew this, so I don't want to put a bunch of glue on there. I just want to put enough to hold it. And I'm probably going to put some of this lace. I need to get some more lace out because that's not going to be enough. I can tell you that. All right, let's see how. Let me get a few more pieces of things that I can use. Let's see. I don't know if I want to use that same stuff. I've got this other stringy lace here I can use. And I've got a few other pieces. And I'm really not, maybe I'll put that in. I don't know if it's grungy enough. I might have to grunge it up some more. I've got a lot of really small pieces that I really need to start using instead of cutting a bunch. You know, I do really have a ton. Because, you know, there's like the end of something when you're trying to do something. Okay, here we go. That's a good one. If I don't use them for this particular one, I'll use them for other ones. But, all right. Oh, I like that. We'll use that too, maybe. Okay. I've got a few more pieces to work with. I didn't have much sitting on my table. So maybe I'll do this. This is just a piece of a vintage lace that I had, and I just like the color of it. So I'll put that down here. And then maybe a piece in the middle. I'm not sure why I like it. I just like the color. And I'll put that maybe right here. And, oop, it's stuck to my fingers. See, I keep thinking I'm going to use that spatula thing and I forget. Do that like that, so I already have it cut. And like I said, I'm just putting things and moving them around so that they kind of look like they kind of sort of belong there. But not really. Okay, so I do that. I think I need something over there. Maybe this piece, like right here. And see, I have a lot of little tiny pieces, and this will be like from when I'm doing something and it just, it's like the end, you know, when you're cutting off the end of something, it's just kind of, and I turn it over. If I see myself doing everything the same way, I turn it around, and what'll happen is you might still have a tendency to do it that way, but you're actually, then you're going to be going the opposite. I think, where do I want that? I just got that for something. I'll put it down here. Okay, anyway, we covered up all those cool pieces. Let me maybe have to add more. Let me put one more on top, maybe right here. Or maybe I'll put it right there. Right? Nah, I'll put it down here. That's where it'll go. I think it'll go right there. Oop, I'm dripping. Okay, I think on this one I'm going to move it. Move it to maybe right here. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to let this one dry and then I'll sew it. I think that's enough. All right, and then, oop, it got stuck to my finger. Let's see. I think, am I going to use this one? I don't know if I want it that wide. I'm going to have to cut it. I could use it that wide, because then I could use it for, this is a long one, and so I think I'm going to do this, and I'll just, it's got something on it, but I think I can do that. And it doesn't have to be even all the way down. I think what I'm going to do on this one, let me get a few more pieces out. I have this cool ribbon stuff. I'll use some of that. And I think I'll use some of that. Let me see what else I have. Oh, I have this. Do you know what? I also want to use, I'm going to take some of my eyelash trim. Eey. And you know, let me get that. It's all tangled up. There we go. Take some of that. And then let's see what else. What else do I have? Kind of need to bring my box over here. I don't want it to get too pink, so I have to be careful with that. I don't mind a little bit, but it's not really kind of what I'm going for on this one. Because I can do pink, trust me, but this isn't kind of what I'm wanting. I don't know. I have so many things stuck to my fingers right now. And I'm trying very hard not to go look other places that I know I have things, because honestly, this box is so big, I have got to use this stuff, so. Alright, let's see. Alright, maybe that could work. So basically, I just dig through here, and I really am just looking for pieces that will kind of go with it. And like I said, if they don't, then maybe the next one I do, they will go. Oh, here we go. There's some pieces. And I really just kind of have to dig, because honestly, there's a lot. Oh, maybe I'll use a little bit of this. Maybe I'll use some of that. All right, I think we got enough to work with. And I really am trying to get to the small pieces that I have down here, because they've kind of all sunk to the bottom. I'm just going to put them in a pile, because I really, really need to use more of this stuff. And that's kind of my point of doing this. Okay. All right. Oh, here's some more of that. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. We certainly have enough stuff sitting out now, don't we? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a portion of this at a time, because obviously this is a long one. And I'll just do probably about half, and then get my little spatula and kind of smush it around. So I just want a little glue on there so I can throw things down there. I mean, that's really all I want. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. I wonder if these will tear. Should have done that before I put the glue down. I don't think this does. Yeah, I tried it before. It doesn't tear well. It does not tear well. It's more of a nylon kind of material, so it doesn't tear. So I'll just take that. I mean, you can, but it's very hard. Put that there. Okay, so then maybe we'll put that there. And this one's a little wider than the other one, but that's okay. That's okay, because you can use them for different things. So I might use this for, something completely different. Let me try this. Put that, I don't know, maybe, oh, there's a piece of blue. I don't really want that in there. And like I said, when you start doing everything all one way, if you catch yourself doing it and then turn it around, I want a different kind of burlap in there. Hurry up before all the glue dries. Anyway, okay. And maybe I'll put some of that right here. There's no glue, but I'll do it right there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to start putting more glue in here. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let me get more of this. And this is a different burlap. It's very open weave on this burlap, so I'm going to put that in there. And I think this, because it's so long, I'm just going to maybe just start putting glue places where I want to put things. Now, see, I have to force myself to, yep, they're all going to turn it over. Okay, so let's see here. Take a little bit more of this. Oh, I did that upside down. Well, I can't use that piece now. I'll just throw it away. Okay. I'll get another piece. I'll probably get one with more flowers in it anyway. Although I really am not supposed to be looking. Right? Okay, this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. We got that. And then I want to really get some of the smaller lace in there. Let's see if I can get that on there. Really shouldn't even be cutting this because I'm supposed to be using all the little tiny pieces in there, which honestly I have a lot, but oh well. I'm taking the easy way out. There we go. Maybe, oh, got lots to fill in there, don't we? Let's take this. I don't know if that piece is too big. Cut it in half. And you know, I just try not to be too intentional. That's probably my biggest thing. It's hard to do that. It's a lot harder than you think because you're just like, you know. But I do like to spread out whatever elements I have. So I can't really say that, you know, I don't do that. I do it. Anyway. Do that. Do this. And I try very hard not to cut like squares and things like that because I want it to, you know, I really want it to, you know, just blend more and not be just like a bunch of squares on here. So, and if I can tear a piece, I'll do that too. So, oh my goodness, I got so much stuck to my fingers now. And honestly, I put a little bit of color in it, but on these I'm trying really hard not to put too much color because I want them kind of neutral, but just a little bit of color. So I don't know. I might put a little of this in there. I don't know yet. Let me look and see. Maybe I'll just put the lace part in there. Let's see. And see, that's what I'm talking about as far as the color goes. I'm just going to put a little pop here and there. I don't want a ton of color. I'll put that right here. Now remember, guys, I'm not gluing it down. I'm just kind of putting pieces. Oh, I need more lace on the bottom. Now my hands are getting so sticky, it's getting hard. Let me move that one. I want this to still show on the end, so I want to make sure I don't, I might cover it, but I'm still going to put, you know, something you can see through. Oh, that's a pretty piece of lace. I'll put that over here. See, this is, I try not to get glue all over me. Here we go. And we'll do that. Okay. All right. Got lots of spots on this one to fill up still. I'm trying to contrast the different laces and things so that even though they're not a lot of difference in color, that different ones will be in different spots, so it won't be just all you know, the same thing going across. I don't know, where'd that other lace go? Here we go. I may have to stop and put some stuff on my fingers because I can't get anything. All right, let me see. I think I'm going to put that up there. And put that right there. All right, spatula. There you go. I could use my hot glue gun, but I just think that glue dries hard, and if you get a glob or something, it's kind of a little rougher on your machine. Put that right there. And I'm just putting, like I said, enough to kind of put it down. I don't know if I'm going to put any more. Maybe one more piece right here. I don't know. I don't know. Because likely what happens is you cut these and, you know, a lot of this stuff you're putting in there is not going to be in every piece. So you want to, that's why I kind of want to spread it around, because I don't usually use a whole big section on a page. I mean, I have before, but usually I don't. And so I want enough variation that when I cut this up, that I'm going to get different pieces, you know, that are going to, oh, here, that would be pretty. I'm just going to take the top part of that and put it over here. And then maybe, did I put some of that over there? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this right here. No, let's see what I have. What do I have? I have these little pieces. They'll work. I'm trying to put little pieces in there now. I don't want to put a lot of big stuff now. I kind of want to put little lace and not a whole lot of big pieces. So I'm just kind of filling in any blank spots that I see. Let me see. I'm gonna put, I don't know if I want to put anything else there. I might put something here. So that is going to go this way. Cut that. And I try and cut at an angle when I cut. I don't know why. I just do. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my eyelash trim, and I'm going to, and this is hard to do when your hands are sticky, but I'm going to try and put a little bit in here. And I may not be able to glue it down right now, but I'm going to try. And where's my spatula thing? And go like that. And put some there. Oop, oop, oop. Yeah, it's gotten too sticky. I'm going to have to clean that off. Let me get a wipe. My hands are sticky. This is sticky. Get that cleaned off if I can. There, okay, good. My hands are getting a little better, not great, but a little better. Okay, put that down. And I'm trying to just kind of put it in a few spots so that I can just kind of lay it on top. I don't want it all the way across. And I don't want it to be a straight line, so I'm just kind of laying it. And when I sew it, I could just lay it in there as I sew it, but I've done this before and usually it works. Usually it does. And I don't want it all the way just zigzagging across. I'll just put little pieces. I'll cut that out because I don't want it to be just one big old long line. So I'll take that, I'll put that like that. I'll maybe put a few more pieces in here. I think that one's too long. Is that too long? Nah, not really. So I'm just kind of taking pieces and putting, I want long lines, but not like a straight line going all the way across. And I want enough of it because I know what's going to happen is when I cut this up, I'm not going to get, you know, a lot of it on a lot of the pieces, so. And I may add some to the other ones too. I don't know. I might. We'll see. Okay, so I think that... Oh, let go. Let go. All right. We're going to make a trade-off. See, it's either my finger or that. It's going to stick to something, but not what it's supposed to. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Let me wipe off my hands again. And I'm going to put that aside. So let's see how we are on time. Okay, I'm going to do one more. And I think what I'm going to do on this one is I am going to take, let's see. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to do one more. I'm just going to do one more. But I'm trying to think how I want to do it. If I want to do it with my crepe paper or not. I like the way that it does the ends. You know, it makes it a little wider, but I like the way that it, I can kind of do the ends with them. I might do a little bit of that. Okay, so what I did, I mean, this isn't that wide, but what I did is I kind of inked the ends when I did this. And let me see if I get that one, I'll show you. I can't even reach it, it's way back there. It fell back there. Okay, so this is, I just kind of inked the ends when I did this, and I really like that. So I think I might do that. And I didn't ruffle it because I didn't want it to be ruffled, okay? I just didn't want it to be too poofy on the page. So I think what I'm going to do, but I didn't just put it on there. I put it like, I just took little pieces like this, little dot of glue, and kind of went like this. And I just did it like that. I wanted it to be more, a little bit more flat than if I were to put it in the machine and ruffle it. So I put it, and they weren't even or anything. They were just kind of, I mean, you know, I didn't worry about whether it was a 1/2 inch apart or something like that. And I just did that all the way across. And I kept going. Not hard. All I'm doing is folding it over, so. And like I said, once you put all the stuff on top, you're not going to be able to tell. Here, I need more to play with here. It's kind of pulling. Once you are, you know, put all the stuff on top, you can't tell if they're the same spacing or not. And that's the last thing in the world you're going to notice. Here we go. I did not have that trouble doing this before, so I don't know. Alright, now my hands are too sticky and it won't work. Maybe I won't do this. Alright. The trick is, here I'm going to just ruffle this the other way. It won't make any difference. Because when it's all covered up, you won't really notice it too much. I'm trying to keep it halfway straight. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't do it. Anyway, I just kind of did that. And I went, I don't know. And like I said, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to how far apart it was. There, a lot of it's just pulling, that's why I can't do it. And like I said, you won't notice anything once you're done because all you're going to do is be covering it up. But it's just the idea that it wasn't just flat on the ends, but I didn't want it puffy, and I didn't want it because I did do a video out there on where I used it, where I you know, sewed it and then gathered it. I just didn't want it to, I didn't want it like that. I wanted it to be a little bit more flat. Okay. So can you stay there for just a second and we'll be fine. That'll work just fine. So then what I did is I took my, let me put the top on this. I just took my ink and what water went on that? Oh, did water get on that? Oh, I bet it did. I bet it did. Okay, let me put that over here and get a different one. And anyway, I just kind of inked it, you know. I'm just using vintage photo, so nothing. And it's turning a different color just because this is crepe paper, kind of a greenish color, but that's only just because I don't know why it did that when I did it before, but anyway, get that all the way across. And I just kind of did it on the edges just to kind of, because I wanted it kind of dingy, you know. So I'm going to do that. This is a little bit more brown. And I'm just going to do that. And I really didn't do it all the way across, but you could, because you can see it. You can't really see it underneath. Okay. All right, so I did that. And then that's probably dry enough. Basically, then I just did kind of the same thing. And I just took, maybe I'll use this stuff. I don't know. I got another one down here too. I'll try that. I think on this I might try with the black and see how it looks, because it might look good on this. See, there's black on here. You can't tell what it is when you put it on there, but you can see just the little bits of black. So it kind of looks kind of cool, I think, but I'm going to just do this and put some pieces on here. And I don't have any real formula for this, but I think they look good when it gets done. And like I said, I mean, it depends on what you're doing. If you're going to do a journal that's, you know, a lot of lace and, you know, shabby chic and not as grungy, then you probably would be a little bit more measured. But I don't know if I really am, but, you know, you could try to be. So I'm going to get a few of these pieces. My favorite ones, I just like how they tear. And it's because it's very old. Very, very old. And I'm going to be very sad when this is gone because it's just very cool. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit more of this in there. See, I like how it looks on this one. Maybe because it's kind of a grungier look. Alright, what is going on? Everything still stick to my fingers and I just cleaned them, so I don't know. Put that on there. Like I said, see, when I went one way on the one and then the other, you can't even tell. You won't know. You will not be able to tell. And then what happens is you sew later and it just kind of remedies any problems you may have. And I'm just slapping stuff down because you know what? It's going to all look good, I promise. And I do need to get, oh my gosh, maybe a little different lace. I don't know. I might have enough. Let's see. Take a few of these pieces. And just do a few of these. And I'll put a few of those on there. And honestly, I don't really worry about if I have equal pieces or anything like that. I just, you know, kind of just how it looks. Okay. And let's see. Oh, this is good. I don't know if there's enough color variation in that. oh, here we go. This might work. I really wish I had something really super grungy. I might have to make something super grungy. Like maybe this. How about that? How about, no, you know what? I think I'll do, would this work? I really want a bigger piece. Let me see, that's not that big. That isn't. I think I'll just use these and I'll just spray a little bit of my, I can't use super white because what's going to happen is this is going to be very grungy. So this is the white. So I'm going to take my alcohol ink that I have that is latte with alcohol. It's Ranger alcohol ink. I use this stuff so much. And all I'm doing, and I do this all the time, if I need to darken lace or something like that, see, look, instant, there we go. And it will dry very quickly. So I'm just going to leave it right here for a second. Wipe off my hand. I had my wipes, so here they are. So anyway, I mean, I do that all the time, and I love it. It works great. I do it on papers. I do it. I'm going to do that piece. Do a longer piece. I really should not be cutting because I know I have small pieces somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to put that right here. Turn it over. Okay, and so anyway, you guys got the drift. And I love how these turn out, and there's so many things you can do with them because they just, I don't know, they just add a lot. Put that right here. I think this needs a lot more layers, I think, but we will keep working on it. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this up, and it's just about dry, so put that on there. I'm going to put these pieces on. Then I'm going to put this on. Oh, come on. I'll put that. And all I'm doing is I'm going opposite. I just don't want to have just, you know, cut pieces that don't look like they, you know, it looks like I just cut them to fit or something. Now see, just that little bit of color variation on these, I think makes a huge difference when you're doing this, because that's what you want. If you're adding, if you're going kind of neutral, you want to make sure that your laces are at least a little bit different in texture and color, because to me that's what adds the interest. See, do we need to put this probably here? Put some over here. I don't want to cover that up. I'll put it right there. And you know, when you're sitting here working on it closely, you're seeing all the different areas and stuff, but when you put it on a page, it just, you know, it just adds so much interest, and nobody notices all the little tiny things. You know, it's just the idea all together, you know. And I want the crepe paper to show through on this. It's not like the material where I had, you know, where it was worried about, I didn't really want it to show. Let's see, I want to put this piece somewhere. I'll cut it and put a couple in there. Like I said, I try and add a lot of little pieces because I know what's going to happen is I'm going to wind up cutting this up, and it's going to all be, you know, different. Okay, that just stuck to my finger. Stay down. Okay, I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm going to take some of this black eyelash trim, and I'm going to kind of spread it around and put it in a couple spots. I don't want it all over. It's going to do like maybe right here. If I can get it off my fingers. Go ahead. There you go. And I just want a little bit, not a lot, because it's, you know, it's bold. Put a little bit right there. Because we have a little bit of the black peeking through from the burlap. And I kind of want to grunge this up a little bit more. I'm telling you, it's hard to do this stuff when your hands are super sticky. Okay, let me do that. Okay, get down there. Get down there. Come on. See, look. I'm taking more of it with me than I'm putting down. Alright. Anyway, guys. Put that one down there. Stay. Come on. And then maybe a couple more. And the one thing you got to remember when you do these, most of the time, you're cutting them up. So whatever you're seeing is just, it's going to be a portion. It's kind of like when you do collage. You know, when you do a big collage and later you make tags out of it. Kind of the same idea. So I'm going to put that there. Okay, I'm going to let all this dry. And then I'm going to sew it. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. All sewn up. We don't shed too much. And you can see how they all look, and it's just, they're super cool, and I love using them in journals. So I will be back and show you what they look like when they're all sewn. So alright guys, okay guys, so I sewed it, and this is what I got, and I added a little bit of, on this one, I added a little bit of the black with the burlap because it was looking a little bit too shabby chic. So I think that put the black in. I used black thread and I did a zigzag because I wanted it to show. I wanted the black to show because this is going in kind of a grungy kind of nature journal, and it has to kind of go with it. So I was trying very hard not to be too shabby. This is the one, I didn't really change anything on this one. This is the one that we did with the crepe paper. And as you can see, I told you it wouldn't make any difference. You can just see the ends, and it gives it a really kind of cool look. And if you wanted to, you could kind of cut that or do whatever. But I think it has a really cool grungy look. And then this one, I didn't really do anything to this. I just sewed it. That's it. That's just how it looked. And this, I didn't do anything to this one. The only thing I did on this is I went and I put a little bit of vintage photo in a couple spots just to kind of make it look a little older and grungier. And I'm going to do that with this. I didn't do it because I was going to show you. I just kind of went around some of the places that looked a little bit too white for me. And you know, like I said, it just depends on the look that you're going for. But I'm really trying very hard to go kind of a grungy, gardeny, and I didn't want it to look too, go to the, you know, over to the shabby chic side, which I have done. There are some snippet of video out there on that, but you know, this might not be your thing. But anyway, I did that, and I think it really helped kind of move it to that direction. And then also I think adding in the black thread and a little piece of the black burlap. So I think we got what we needed. I think we ended up having, you know, some good pieces there. And also, I'm just kind of keep using the same journal. I have other ones, but you know, you can use this like at a bottom of a page. You can use just a portion of it, you know, maybe up here. Maybe you want to line this, you know, the side of it. You know, I mean, that is what these are for. And like maybe you put a pocket in and you want to take even just a portion of it to highlight it. Or maybe you make an envelope and you want to, let's see if I have one handy. I'll show you. it's probably not a good one to use, but let me see. Okay. Like if you have an envelope, and let's say you want to maybe put that down, and then, I mean, that just decorates the whole thing. You could do that with that, okay? And, I mean, there's just, or maybe you want to take a portion of it and just put it, you know, over to the side, or, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many uses for these, and you're using up all your little scraps. So I love making these, and I always usually make them and put a little bit of them in my journals, because, and you know, it does help you decorate your journals. You know, if you've got a bunch of blank pages and you know you want to just put a few pieces here and there, it does add a lot. It really does. And it's just, and they're not hard to make. I mean, and my sewing, I know it's not great, but I intentionally do it kind of this haphazard look, because I want the stitches to show. I want it to look sloppy. I want it to, you know, that I kind of want it to do that, because I'm trying to, you know, have that look. And I do like how the crepe paper does turn out like that. I think it's kind of cool. But, you know, obviously you could do that with other things. It just gives it a different texture. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Don't forget about Giveaway Friday. We'll be having our Giveaway Friday like we have been having. And all you have to do if you're new is to be a subscriber and to make a comment on a video during the week, Friday through Friday, that current week. It can be an old video, but it has to be a current comment from Friday to Friday. And I give away journals. I give away part of my stash, and you know, just whatever. It's different every week, and I pay up to $10 shipping, so I'll ship anywhere. If it's over that amount, you decide if you want to pay the difference, and you have until Thursday of the following week to let me know that you've I put my contact information. Give me your address so I can send it to you. If not, then that prize will move over to the next week, and it will be an additional prize. In other words, I'll have a new prize for that Friday, but then that prize will also be there. So there's weeks where I've had, you know, 2 or 3 things to give away. So anyway, guys, just make sure that you subscribe and make a comment, and you will be entered. All right. So you guys take care, and I guess I'll see ya again next time.